Sammy Gyamfi. Sa obia share ni meter. Na ye did not to be or soda. Let's say one meeting the meter man meter did not to ne level. Now, when we say the fourth estate ye investigation, and I say almost the shishemu dia ba Rose Ministry say ye ka say Enra the fourth estate Sulemana ene obi edi nkomo Asempa TV and I say Asempa FM. Bobo Sammy Gyamfi din akodum pempeso bi no Sammy Gyamfi tie show no say I was say me friend na me Jimmy din and I say me yi niema bia no. Sa na kwa na wo beti na show no so no wa bia. Awuzia Yanko hwe dwuma akwa ne de adi Sammy Gyamfi o show no so. Sammy Gyamfi kasa wiye no ade akwa ne de Sammy Gyamfi no me ka bibia say. For comment section wana assess na hunu say Sammy Gyamfi indeed ye nyina ye nim so good in communication. Ba akwa no de na to babia wo so da. Aha eye Manase Express anase extra ewo YouTube ye TikTok. Baby obehu Manase Extra bia no ewo Facebook follow ye na subscribe. Yanko tie Juma Sulemana de di Sammy Gyamfi enra ewa Asempa TV anase Asempa FM.
Oh, and I make a choice say President Indika Kasa was say so sourcing must be the rarest sure. And not the norm.
Sure.
I feel crowd also oba be bane. Adentia. Eh ade papa adentina oba ade papa. Adentina say current law no ma kwan say eduru conditions bi obetimi ayusu so sourcing no. Eh papa adentina president is oba be bane. Adentina majority leader general parliament e ka kire won say let it be known the era of so sourcing is dead. If it is good, why are we saying all that? If it wasn't good then, nti MPP time no de o kwan na no mu yi no na ye okay say o mu ntwan na Ghana for emfa kwan no so no mu ngu ene de na nya agent MPP ba ye na kwan ye NDC ba ye na kwan ye abeye state of emergency
na nya no so nti na MPP time so mo ma sole source contract be brave
na ye sole source kro ya no mo say enye na eye kwan MPP for the ball mine chrono no na eye kwan MPP for the ball mine chrono na wo ba na wo nam sa kwan no so wo so be resetting wunnim se ade we obi a ofa sa kwan we su bia okobọ chrono obi a onam kwan we su bia chrono no wo bo nti wa magana fo ahu e na Ghana fo se da bi ene nkrofo ye nyi omumfiri ho because omo nam kwan we su da bia na omo boy chrono wo ba ya o se me fa sa kwan no aso na emo media me ye angel.
But ose wafa sa kwan na so but ono ne de enye inflated contract said ye omo mutimi establish it through auditor general time omo opposition this time nothing has been shown say contract be inflated omo argument no
and I say omo use auditor general's report.
Yes,
Ghana ha yenim say auditor general's report even 2025 auditor general's report say
me pa choda bi
yeah. What you say? If it is the Auditor General's report that we want to use to validate Adeya, it hasn't come out yet. But the other thing is that we have the values, we have the figures. They are talking about scope of works. Yeah, we agree. Scope of works. We all know. Say, Obi here can be 5 kilometers and another 5 kilometers maybe in the north or in the south. It may not be the same. We know.
Yes.
But what should be the difference? What should be the difference? If you are, a coin, our Ghana had dualization, and the cost is 154 million per kilometer. And you are telling me that Auditor General Neiba a sole source contract. 154 million per kilometer.
And no contract there
dualization. Lot 3 or lot 2. Winneba Cape Coast.
Yes.
Dualization. Yes. A 25-kilometer road. 3.8 billion. 154. Unim yakaya. Niomo can say, say kwano the scope of work. Yes, we agree. And we have shown these things. We've discussed these things with the experts, with the engineers, with people who have been in the field before. And they will see it and say, hey, Abba.
No, but omoka Abba no based on say wafa kwine bo, and you simply divide it by the number of kilometers and would that not be misleading? So wafa bo ne keke no divided by number of kilometers. No, I can say cost per kilometer. Is that not misleading?
You see, Obi, ejumana say oye journalism nibia.
Yes.
Obetias say
yes.
Yakasa source wa. Ayana ni nyina free. Be adwumakro no amu.
and information if you
what you say yeah national service scandal same free national service who go kwenya data no hifa what you say SML eno money ade say nyo obi within yeah ade na ekoso no ade na ekoso no ohunu say time and we be say debi ade we e was say yejaya who journalists who to baby abede no nya information me see some of these things that we are saying we know the data almost say AFS a scope of works people have shared. We've shared with engineers to analyze. What you say? We've shared with engineers to analyze. In fact, dualization. Just say have you know? What you say?
Yes.
So yeah, can you know? Initially, me I saw the motorway there.
Yes.
Now me and I'm say engineer. Adia 154 million Ghana cedis here. I will say no. Motorway there no. We be 14 million now say no. Na motorway there no number 17 million. Enchire mo de ma me no ma me hu dream. Motorway and watch me say menua motorway there no. Yes our concrete kwan na ye nyina ye nim no ne no. What you say 4 lane no ye nyina ye fa so ne concrete. Na no achi no ya ye miensa wa ha ka ho na ye say 10 lanes.
Yes.
10.
Yes.
Na I'm so okay. O say no pa ho a. One Tetekwashe adwuma na ye wo ho no. The remodeling of the Tetekwashe interchange. Omo ye se ne be ya Tetekwashe no betimi afa 10 lanes no. Work is ongoing. Apart from no. Ye 3 interchanges. E the same stretch that motorway no so.
Yes.
Baako wo yem say Klagon. And a baako wo a friend say Teshi towards Lekma was saying and a baako so connected towards Ajirigano ho baby. So 4 interchanges. 10 lanes of road. The 4 of them are concrete. What the eno eba betuto dualization. What I say?
And in this case, you are talking the Kaswa to Winneba.
Not Kaswa to Winneba.
And a Winneba to Cape Coast.
Winneba to Cape Coast 25. Also, we divide.
Yes.
What I say? And no cross higher the fofro.
No, the argument has been said to help every local contractor and as many local contractors to participate. A way of building on capacity. Say, and no be makwan ama Ghana for contractors no. Enya kwa ye adwuma ni bi.
Okay. So lot no.
Yes.
Ne nkyere mu ni say. Kwan no ebia 45 kilometers.
Yes.
Na se ne be ya yemfa ma contractor baako. Na contractor for ahodo betimi anya bia ye. Yes. Nti ye nchichem.
Yes.
Na lot 1 yemfa ma contractor baako. Ebia 15 kilometers.
Sure.
Lot 2 another contractor. Sure. Lot 3 another contractor. Yes sir.
Yes.
Okay. Enti Samika Chira will say the same ministry no. Sa lot here making. Kumasi Outer Ring Road 45 kilometers.
Yes.
Lot 1, lot 2, lot 3. Yeah, they are the same contractor. Ntianu ye chire mu say.
Send the acquisition with the entire 45 kilometers one contractor.
And I'm say, what say ye be lot wa. Ye lot no lot no. Na nkrofo anya bia ye.
Okay.
Send ye be ye de lot 1 be ma contractor baako. Lot 2 another contractor, lot 3 another contractor. Minister no krampo chire mu say, ne enti omo ye lot no ne say. Send ye be ya contractor bi anya na dwuma a enkoba se kwan ni nyina ya anye. Enti se contractor 1 anya na dwuma 2 and 3 betimi aye. Na je se kwan no 45 no emu 30 de ya because contractor ba ko pe no anya na dwuma. Nanso so ye wie ye no na de akoma ni me nsa nyina contractor ba ko. Enya honko a. In fact, o hwe dualization of Winneba Cape Coast no a 2 lots bi o ma the same contractor. Na se ye de be ma contractor ba ko de na lot ye den.
Ye lot ye den. Sulemana me pato mame sima mienu. Production catcher me say lawyer Sammy Gyamfi ni din aba ye nkomo a ye die mu nto be pese obeyi nsem ne bia no kakra ma me nko no na reference to ne nsem a o kan wo position no onfa mu nkyere mu no emra Sammy wote me nka. Hello
Obi,
yes, I mean, what I mean, good. Good. Yes, now, Matessa will say, Udia by Encomo, or Asem Kakrebi Kame Patron Mamintio.
Yo, Obi, that's it. Mema was chief winner, aha. Na Milia Penny Sulemana Brahma, or studio so much anyway. Kabima Minka, Sunday, you know. Amamu a
Asempa
FM. Enti meaning say obia betwa to anadwen, and at the end of the day, no, Ghana for omunim de no will make an informed decision. The office me adwuma me nyan ntie say Ura Sulemana Brahma was Asempa. And as someone walk on say we bought Sammy Gyamfi more than 10 times. And as Sammy Gyamfi can say, and as Sammy Gyamfi can say. So it is important to give an appropriate response to the several references he has made to my name. And in Simbia, author said, maybe a chem, the kind effort so saying. Obi, did he kind of say, Sammy Gyamfi, Nina baby and kada, set so sourcing, etre chronobo. Na say, yeah, abaya jumebi. Na you use so sourcing as a procurement method. Nature say kiane king chrono was a jumani. Minkedi sada. Once a dear, Yenuya Sulemana Brahma and your friend of cherry picking. I respect him, but he has to be objective. So we analyze ubia semwa waka. You don't just pick a small part. You look at Nipa Natsem as a whole and the context within which a Nipa Natsem. There's some agency, any NDC for Kaya about so sourcing in opposition. Yen train ye home for the home, yen say no, ye ba ben a while ye jina and a say so sourcing is the norm for public procurement. It is ye ya benjuma. I was say ye ma imudaho na companies ahodwa o gidi se o se fata se obeti na yes edman ye ma obakwenya. But emrana say ye ya benjuma ye mamu na omo ye qualified obi ntimi mpre no. Esanso ho kwan say under certain exceptional circumstances no utimi yesu sourcing. Both on NDC 360, any moment of truth press conference, the discuss say the rampant abuse of source sourcing by the then MPP administration. I took time to explain the exceptional circumstances under which ultimate source sourcing. Now, my argument is say, we source sourcing do na abanda dane ya na omu nisa exceptional circumstances. Number one. And number two, so no, na human no, according to the findings of the Auditor General, a boy was here day, you know, almost the body be at so ama or minor eboka. And we cited the performance audit conducted by the Auditor General on Cocoa Rose, MPP for Betina Kunyaso. Auditor General said 87% of those cocoa rows were not done through competitive tendering. And at paragraph 61, 62, 63, 64, 65 of the Auditor General's report on those cocoa rows, on making the finding say MPP4 not only breached the law on source sourcing, because according to the Auditor General, those projects that were so sourced, Cocoa Board, in their letters to PP, did not provide justification to warrant the use of source sourcing. And number two, those contracts, in some cases, were thrice. Or a boy, a year, so source, cocoa, pina. Now, you are a boy, a year, similar roles to competitive tendering. So it is within this context, and as Sammy Gyamfi, and the NDC can say, MPP for Tietia procurement and Mraso, a so source and basa, and they bought men you chrono. Young can be the other said because of that in Tino. Yabetina Kunyaswa. Yen you so sourcing that for any project. So you can't say Sulemana primer regionalize you so one man is down here. Young can be the so that say so sourcing what the year you may be necessarily or no womb. What I was saying about acquire Ministry of Roads in 2025 to date.
But you would agree, Sammy, apart from the Awokaya will make a reference to no, or sign reference say the current road minister Kanye, the Omampenyi and Kasas Kanye as early as Oba Baimu 2025 State of the Nation's address to the extent the source and crowd here Obe Bane any other. These are very recent. More outlook on soul source and was say Enya de Papa. He also made that point.
Enya no cre. The big guy Robertna will say Sammy Gyamfi. So let us establish that Sammy Gyamfi baby can say. So the soul source and yet on minor Jumebia. Na trese kia ne kenkrono wom. Sammy Gyamfi was addressing the abuse of soul sourcing by the previous government. Sammy Gyamfi gave specific examples, and Sammy Gyamfi quoted audit findings of the Auditor General to support his claim. There were thousands and thousands of other soul source projects. MPP for Sammy Gyamfi and can want them because soul sourcing per se it was not the problem. The Sammy Gyamfi can want seminar was in respect of
the Auditor General.
Projects, Auditor General say and follow soul sourcing in Seshaya Wombrem. Any soul sourcing, Auditor General say, boy, and more money flees three times. So let us establish, say, Sulemana Brima arguments anchored on Sammy Gyamfi, no. Eye Bostremuka, Sammy Gyamfi can be the now, even on the other NDC personalities, our canon. I am challenging him. President John Dramani Mahama Nina Babian can say, Obe Bani so source. What President Mahama can say? Ye consider Emra, Ebe Bani, the rampant use of soul sourcing, except in exceptional cases. And the President Mahama actually say, not by air consider.
And also, they are just a repetition of what's in the law because law no for exceptional circumstances.
And some don't hold me on this point because I know you don't have time. This is supposed to be a brief intervention.
Okay.
Nana Minister Honorable Sulemana Brima Airbow Studio. I would have agreed to come there because I'm using this medium to challenge him to a one-on-one debate on his so-called expose about big push projects. Nebema Ghana for you know we said the Yemiane Kano. Waira. Is it Obi?
Very well.
Kwame Boja, NDC, President Mahama, we've been consistent. You can check our money.
Okay.
We promise to stop the abuse of soul sourcing. And then stopping soul sourcing and the abuse of soul sourcing, they say, Adia and some fatakrati ebe use soul sourcing. Obi Mr. Meba. Now you use soul sourcing. That's number one. And number two, are they over so use social? The man say I was away, no, I was away. And a boa what they sad, no true source and no some. I was say a boa a competitive, a boa no crewum, Emma or minor entry.
That's fine.
Now, Obi, you're dealing with this issue. We're just quickly on some of the things I heard. Sulemana Brima
say. Because of Emren said he he is here on a one-on-one interview. Now, I say or responding to it. No, let me make this point, Obi. The point. If we have to call you back, we'll grant you that opportunity.
I promise you, I won't take 5 minutes of your time.
5 minutes is too much. Dabi, 5 days too much.
Sulemana Brima
will call you.
Hold on. Mr. Sulemana Brima is a consummate, Democrat. And I know he is not afraid of dissent. What did I say? And just 5 minutes. You see?
No, Mr. I mean, 2 minutes.
He doesn't even know, sir, to do competitive tendering for a major road project like big push projects it will take 1 month. He has said on the Kosi saying, say, yen to me for 1 month and you're competitive tendering. Wow. So he doesn't even know the laws or the rules of competitive tendering. For major roles like this, also very competitive tendering. The law says advert 1 year 3 weeks for expression of interest. Evaluation and shortlisting of firms 2 weeks. Preparation of requests for proposals will take you between 1 week to 2 weeks. Submission and evaluation will take you at least 2 weeks. Submission by the entity tender committee for approval will take you 2 weeks. If you have to go to Central Tender Review Committee, it can take you to 2 to 3 weeks. If Central Tender Review Committee needs clarification, it can take you 1 to 2 weeks. So for you, I will need a certain expose to demonstrate even a clear misunderstanding about the time required for competitive tendering.
But would that then mean, sir, and our buy we're not the moon to mean competitive tendering be
to me, Obi, Mother, and Sawam took was a coin we. A coin I say, Nipetimi dimu traffic 5 hours. No, Jina baby back. Asempa to Jenny. The coin we are Nipe also. Are you telling me? Say, a quite way, the 6 to 7 months, I had borrowing severe. Yes, also you do 3, 4 to 5 months and quiet tender. And then you're in your contractor, over yes, look, Sulemana Brahma cost inflation, okay, 1 million, but anywhere.
Onyanka wasem waha into
prospect limited. He doesn't understand it. Now the advice, I will not go into the details because you don't want me to go into the advice the man and say,
yes,
he has built a great reputation that we all admire and respect over the years. Manema and Prophobia misleading no man say anything. If you don't have information, you ask. A one way I know. And you know about Kwame Abojan at office no chat, Sika, and no chat bo. The various technical agencies, Ghana Highways, Federal Roads, the design, saving the country 5% of project cost. I call Ghana Institute of Surveyors. And what mama yomo validation. And if you Sulemana Brahma, on your quantity surveyor, on your auditor, on site any evaluation report or audit report. Now, find the cost inflated. You must give us your evidentiary basis. You don't do a simplistic pedestrian analysis of dividing the cost of a project by the kilometers. You don't look at scope of works and you conclude that the project is inflated and you are undermining the integrity of distinguished government officials are let him
very
unfair on the spot. Now, you create a platform.
Yes.
You know, yes. Any day, any time, maybe Sammy Gyamfi Jai Gold Board, maybe that's now on 1 by 1, or the companies be only 1 or 4 workers. They are not true.
Very well.
We will take the issue 1 by 1 and we will expose the oil and they say, or saying the
me that say ma yemfa NC I mean or making a point we are now I was say we can responding to the Akana will do that, but for now let him make his point into Sammy Gyamfi that's papa or a CEO at the Gold Board National Communications Officer Edema NDC and Motain and Kano Mr. Sulemana Brahma Mesa so about Hobio I think no one no go asem so I can now my examples of lot project a lot and in call one contractor it is a over 12 so my anafi akwa other issues
well obi me that say my din na metie Sammy Gyamfi na say ade ba ko a how my yin say nipa bi ho mu fi say omo ba ban mu a na ya chechire Ghana nyansa ni nyina do aso e dia so a wo mu enti no ne obi ye bia no onim ne a oye ne omo nanim ne a wo mu eye Sammy Gyamfi say wan kan ba bia say ede wa ha minim say me bona kwatiefo ebetia Sammy Gyamfi na ka say
Eba,
no, Eba. It's clear.
Now, our capacity so betting we should give that person the opportunity to compete. TFA be competitive tendering. My whole quite no be a pre Germany be. The obetumi aye Germany ye or mine no benya so mfaso abra o mine bebo kaka kra bi ne de ama no.
Mami, whilst I look for other
ones.
Yes.
Okay.
All can say. Ene angle back one MPP for the ball may you chrono pa ya dear your friend is so sourcing. Sabre no na all can say no. Na a so sourcing different from near Kayana. Enti say among for oba bemu ne bia your mouth to me near dear. O kasa no atobo. Men yet to say look MPP wa
but you don't agree with the contest now create send a special audit report from the Auditor General. And na all come wasem.
Makachra say they did kind 2025 audit krama enti me no wo kase so ya kase audit report and ye ntwan a nti engine tum say and the MPP there and the NDC there so sourcing efun bi ani ho MPP there no omo ye no na enye but and the NDC there so sourcing oh omo nye because omo ye angels why when Mahama Yarga in parliament was saying that the era of so sourcing is dead so sourcing ewu no part say President General Parliament first State of the Nation address all council source in wasem now patch day. Second State of the Nation address all council source in wasem no patch say. Ghana economic dialogue all council so sourcing will be the rarest should be the rarest. This was March last year. So sourcing must be the rarest of the norm. The rarest and not the norm. This was March.
Yes, March last year.
In the same year, then we have the Ministry of Roads under the President's initiative of Big Push. 107 contracts. 107 contracts. Emu 81. Yediama so sourcing. Na oba be catcher say wo we angel into so sourcing there and andamono is okay.
And sa figures no unya figures ni free hinti 107 emu 81 soul sourcing no source near himfa. So
your ministry now data no my look.
Roads and highways.
Yes, roads and highways. This is their letter, and this is the document. What you say? This is the letter. This is the document.
It went through RTI request. No
exactly, RTI request no more release here. Now, oya roads. Also wama road contracts 107. Emu 81. So sourced. Also any abuse. Then what is an abuse? What would an abuse be? If 107 emu 81 ayo so source and you say it's not an abuse. Look.
But on a no, would you take away and answer what the minister presented to Parliament, the House of Records? Because minister and figures what they call Parliament, no, seems to be at variance with way.
Okay.
Which one would you take?
Good. You see, under normal circumstances, you better minister no dey.
Yes.
But omo true omo conduct no mama ade di pefe say omo dada Ghana for.
Adentia.
They did kind. Oko parliament no, they oko kan ye say. Omo ma contrast 107 bia. Contrast omo ma no. Eye mako 54. Yeah, emu 23.
Yes.
No. 54 and omo ba ye. Omo ankasa aye. And 23 there. A year contrast ana ewo hodada.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Ofre bibi said old Big Push. Sa contracts no na wo hodada. Na omo ba ye sansa na MPP any sika omo di tua sa contracts nti no. Omo e de aba be kan Big Push ho. Until 54 plus 23. Ukambo mo that would be about 77.
Because me in Parliament or say 139 major projects, 54 under Big Push. NPP project omuja ho ye 23. Omudi no abeka Big Push. And 62 other project government of Ghana funding omudi which are not necessarily under Big Push.
Under Big Push.
In way any breakdown or my.
Good. So under Big Push is 54 and 23.
23 from MPP. Sure. Sure.
Good. But yeah, request here. Yes, my Big Push contracts. Yes. And they gave us 107 plus actually 8 others. And no dear, Omoka say ongoing is here. These are ongoing. 8 of them. The rest of them are contracts that were awarded under the NDC. Now, Yemfa Omo 54 no. Subsequent to parliamentary presentation no. What did they do? They came and uploaded it on their website. Duko Ministry in the website, you will see 54 projects, new big push, 23 old big push.
Yes.
Now let's interrogate Nia Womu Ankasa say yeboa into Omo Diababe to Omo website no. Look, Sawushe Nia Omo friend old big push 23 in 1. And now na make our news.
Your inherited free MPP for.
Yes. Nia Omo say Omo and no inherited free from MPP no.
Yes.
The very first project I also number 1. I'm say I have for rehabilitation of Tepama Bang Goso blah 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 blah. Date of award 12 October 2025.
Yes.
12 October 2025. So I'm say I'm inherit you.
And so omachim.
Say
because source of funding assessano, they had to innovation here a technical thing, but they had to do something new. Change the source of funding. And that's why the contract was done anew. But the same contractor, the same contract.
By the way, I even said that day the indicator is even a Sunday, but let's forget about that. The next project, 25th October 2022.
2022.
Yes, the date of award is
Sammy
here.
MPP.
Yes. The next one, it goes on 2022, 2020. Then the next one is 12 November 2025. So in one document, you have date of award. Some are in the previous government, others are in this government, and yet you want us to believe, you say all these 23 are novated contracts. If they are novated, why are the dates of awards not all in 2025? Let's go to the second sheet they gave, the one that they themselves are published. The one they say 54, they awarded. The first item, date of award, 15th September 2024.
Where
the 54.
54, no, almost say omo time.
Yes.
And omo mano.
Yes.
And I'll say be a 2020.
Yes. The very first item, 1st September 2024. The next one, 15th September 2024. And
2024?
Yes. Then the next one, number 8, Bono East, rehabilitation of Techiman Nkonsia Road or something, 26 November 2024. So what are they doing?
You don't think that's a mistake, like genuine mistake in the dates?
You see, people make mistakes. And when you make mistakes, what you do is to accept it and say, oh, this was a mistake. We recognize it. One of the things they have done is that on Newsfile, I did indicate that if you take Dodo Pepeso,
sure.
The commitment authorization figure is 684, plus million. 684 million plus.
Ghana cedis.
Yes, Ghana cedis. In the data they gave us, and what they themselves uploaded last week, the contract sum was 804, which is a difference of 120 million. In the data they gave us, plus what they uploaded. So assuming say, what they gave us was had a typo. So what they uploaded also had a typo.
But no, when you have those two contrasting figures, shouldn't we then refer to the contract itself?
Yes, we should.
The contract near between parties, letter of acceptance, would state the amount of the contract, and no any conclusive than way more.
So if you publish two different data sets, 804, then you say what we are saying is a lie. You publish your own 804, and then you say that when I say 804, I'm lying. So yesterday, what did they do? They went online and changed the figure.
Change the figure. The omo publish here,
yes.
The omo change it by saying.
Omo change it by 683 something.
Which is what they claim is the
which is
cost
what they claim
of the contract.
Is the cost of the contract.
But you doubt that?
Well, I mean, they just went and changed it and started tweeting that people should disregard whatever we are saying. But is that an honest way of doing things? After you have put it there, and we say, oh, you have put it there, it's 800 and this. You say, oh, disregard it, then you quickly go and change it. So are we being untruthful, or you are being untruthful to the people? Then let's even put that aside.
But let me see if I can share information where I'm receiving with you. Into where Ghana Highway Authority, Head Office, Managing Director, Mrs. Growth 82 Global Limited, DSA, Rehabilitation, Upgrading, Construction of Roads under the Big Push, Rehabilitation of the Dopepeso in Quanta Road, 46 kilometers. Almost a letter of acceptance. We have the pleasure to inform you that by letter number, almost the number dated 30th December 2025, the Central Tender Review Committee, in accordance with Section 65(1)(2) of Act 663 as amended, has given approval for the award of the above works to Messrs. Growth 82 Global Limited through restrictive tendering. Further to this approval, the Ghana Highway Authority Entity Committee, in a letter dated 25th November 2025 and reference blah blah blah, has ratified the award of the contract. The Ministry of Roads and Highways, represented by the Ghana Highway Authority, hereby accept your proposal for the rehabilitation of the Dopepeso to Nkwanta Road, 46 kilometers, at the accepted contract amount of 683,902,957 Ghana cedis and 69 pesos for completion in 24 calendar month from the commencement date of the contract. Will this letter not be like a superior document to the year Kenya? But we're a contract between the two parties.
Well, so you said who sent you that?
One of our listeners.
Okay, one of your listeners.
Yes.
So that's if you feel that is more, that's superior, receiving it from a listener compared to we receiving this from the Ministry of Roads and Highways. In fact, the ministry itself gave us a document.
Okay.
Ghana Highway Authority gave us a document.
Okay.
The ministry itself published data on its website. In all three cases, what the ministry gave us was 804. What the Ghana Highway Authority gave us was 804. What the ministry published on its website was 804. And if you receive all this and then you put it later out, then you say, oh, later they are coming with contrary figures and therefore you should have known that the contrary figure is true. Then should we believe our institutions at all?
And you say, so when did they do the correction on the website?
Yesterday.
And
in fact, only this morning will be draw my attention and say, oh, Charlie, the people, they ran, go change the thing. Meanwhile, we had downloaded it. People had even downloaded it. People had taken screenshots and had shared. But let me come to...
that not mean say, be Omajiatum say, the a mistake.
Now, what you said, they were a mistake.
You have to state
Why
it.
do you go around tweeting? Yesterday, the minister's what do you call it, handle, was tweeting. Disregard the misinformation that the Dopepeso was 804.
Minister Nankasa.
Yes.
My verifying say or no.
Oh, now why? The minister's handle was tweeting. So why wouldn't the minister say, oh, we realized that there was a mistake here.
Into here corrected.
Yes.
Okay.
Why did it not happen?
Okay.
Again, back on the Dopepeso.
Yes.
You said Growth 82.
So, and only contractor, no?
Yes.
Okay.
Growth 82 was incorporated in January 2025.
Growth 82.
Yes, the company.
No?
Yes. January 2025. What was their track record in receiving such a contract? So, I'm for Sammy Gyamfi, Oya Osimi Bonidin, Obabe Kasatin, contract a company I registered on last year, January. Near Kwakomano, 800, and then they almost say 600 contract. A1B1 license. Okay, or then or class. How did he get into that classification?
That unusual,
you see, road contracts. That is why there are classifications.
Yes.
So, it starts from, is it D1 or C1 and so on, all now the way to
highest near A1.
A1, B1. And before you get there, you must have built a track record to be able to get there. How did it happen that a company that was registered the same year was awarded close to 800 or 800 and something million, even if they say it's 683? How? How did it happen?
It will be unconscionable for a company to be formed in a year and in that same year, you have A1, B1 license. And yet possible.
Well, maybe under NDC is possible, if that is what they want to tell us. But it's never possible. How is that possible? What's your track record? On what basis are we giving you A1, B1 categorization?
Maybe that will show capacity be. Nisika or the capacity in terms of finances and all of that. The expertise that we put it together in the company.
Let's not conjecture. Just ask. So wait for more company be and then I'll call your name A1 B1 categorization. Not that same year and your contract to go and do 800 or 600 and whatever. Even if we are going by their figure 600. I mean how? You see, that's what I'm saying. Say your bar bemwa. My yes Ghana for ejimi and somewhere you can ye the caviar be to home ya ankanesa near patch say. Nani nchire muni say and so on and so forth. MPP for you, everything they would defend. MPP did it. Everything they would defend. At the end of the day, Ghanaians are wide awake and they know. Or can say, your friend is saying qualification and I'm Rama who kind and idea. You see now on my here now about company or one worker.
Yeah, one worker.
More 4 workers.
Yes.
And Sammy Gyamfi is defending that, or NDC people are defending that.
Why should they not? Because if the basis for the claim, debatable, they would have to raise
how do you mean by the basis of the claim?
For example, if the basis of saying a company be 4 workers, based on almost SNIT clearance certificate, that is something people would dispute.
Now, contract no be contractor. There are no qualification or requirements. Say, o company no snit the clearance certificate.
Yes.
Yeah, adwumayefo a wo.
Yes.
Yeah, wotua wo mo senate no.
Yes.
O se eye ba akopɛ. Ebi kra na ye wa wo. Wan kasa wa set up company no. Nti o se me nko a. And yet you will be qualified to be given the contract because who we are, you can go and mobilize people. Say you know bet my contractors.
Yeah, but say you adwumayefo nyina na wotua senate wo mo.
And I'm say enti baako.
Yes.
Baako. Na Ghana ha no your friends say emra no den emra no ka say wutimi fa nipa a omo ye o staff a wuntua wo mu senate ana.
It depended the engagement.
You see,
terms.
There is another company here.
Yes.
Awarded 300 million Ghana cedi contract.
300 million.
Yes. And they have in their clearance certificate they have 24 workers.
Workers, sure.
24.
Yes.
It is obi or 24. No be one. O say and hwe. And on our 24 no there. On when your company this hebia. And that should tell you that look, in evaluating the contracts, there are reasons why somebody cannot qualify for a certain contract and somebody can qualify for a certain contract. How do you tell me say a company I was saying me adwuma ni am won no me tua na senate and me adwuma me employees baako. And that company is eligible to be given a contract because at the end of the day, Yahusa and Crawford cement are more adwuma, and therefore they have the capacity. If that is the case, I can also take.
But who you be a woman contract, no? Not 2 companies, about. Baako said even if we go by SNET declaration form, no. Now I also say over 4 workers. But what now said, we are the amamino. Me here mobilization. I'll go out there, get the job done. Later, my raise certificate, my baby Jessica. But I 24 and I have 50 workers. On what say I just how my mobilization and the Matimia. Why now, dear Juman?
That is why they talk about competitive tendering. Tini see BM. What you say? One free will be. Enfa adwuma no mano nanka say o kyerɛkyerɛ mu say meni ni hia wo dem no o kyerɛkyerɛ me mu say adwuma no obetimi aye mobilization even though was in adwuma ye ni ye ba akopɛ but obetimi a mobilize ene ne kanka enti ne asi biem ema ne o capacity a be dia dance ye ne nkrata ne bibia dia dance ye say o capacity no ne dia ma no. But how do you source a company that says I have 4 workers? Source no. A competitive tendering kra na so ye hwehwe mu no na e kire se omo mba ye nyina we dey back we dey mienu na ne na ne dey ye nan no ono kra na do so ntie de ma no a I can understand.
But company na e wo 4 workers na 1 worker no minim say bia mo investigations a kire se eno nso was incorporated in 2025 and I say earlier na asan so a kire se o ma ye contract bi da then why should it be a problem? Some workers Obi.
So is it for nothing that the laws on contracting exist?
Yeah, but is there a law that says
then they
they
shouldn't have even included SNIT clearance certificate? Why do they include it?
Yeah, but SNIT clearance certificate doesn't show the number of workers.
No, I'm saying that why do they include it?
It includes because a statutory requirement that you should pay SNIT for your workers. It will tell us who comply with our SNIT regulation. It doesn't prove the number of workers the company has.
Who are workers?
That's one thing you have to understand.
No, who are workers in this case? Then I'm saying that all of us can be contractors. Give me the work. I'll go and mobilize people to come and do it.
But that's what contractors do.
Yes. Now I offer artisans. Now do I take that to be your workers? It is not for nothing that they say include tax clearance, include SNIT clearance, include this. Those are bases to evaluate officially. Say you have the capacity or you don't have capacity.
You think so? That
why not?
The SNIT clearance certificate will show our capacity and now we need capacity.
No, I'm saying that is not just alone.
Okay. Other way.
Yes, there are other things. And you can't now bomb a trace of capacity and only capacity. I am from money, or bow so mini SNIT clearance, and I mean, mini my phobia, but what the mamma may because my contract be 2 years ago, me and her, I come up a crack of
No, SNIT clearance, you will say, show. You have to show the certificate. But my argument is, it doesn't tell the number of workers accompanying the work, so the number of staff accompanying the work.
So you are therefore saying, even if the SNIT clearance certificate said 0, the company is qualified, they should give him the contract.
No, that's the intimate zero. There's Nipana where company the entity be the one.
Company the Yanas would just net here. And in SNIT clearance certificate indicates that 0. Then the person is qualified to get a contract and sole sourcing or restricted. And in this case, if it's even restricted, so he beat other people.
Other people,
yes.
Maybe because of past record, maybe because of other capacities I will show you.
And I make us any the 0 crown buy media man. You see, it's the same arguments you say, oh, and you say yes, so sourcing in here. Young conqueror say, oh, yeah, Jumana and I say, on yeah, Jumano. If we extend the debate, that is what it will become.
Okay.
And that will be like Obi Awako University. Now, your detective say, results of the core university no, and your papa. Na obekas oh there be papa ya say old school no perform ya na ana legon for you students be dey so you come verify most why results am dey buy no enye papa na man for your argument oh na here say you be say nko mo school no mo perform ya na mo perform so mo perform there what's your problem?
Yeah, but when the difference with Wayne is say SNIT clearance certificate of the core and interest say there is no doubt about the authenticity of the clearance certificate. Number one. Number two, there is no law so workers 4 and 3 won't mean your contract.
Obi. Yes. And I maybe say therefore what is the essence of even including it? It's a basis to assess your capacity. And as an Kenyans are then can you say at the back. And I'm a banam say SNIT clearance certificate, me SNIT clearance certificate, me need my Nibia. My age may be the contract. Why do we include it? So let's not do this to ourselves. Let's not make it as though, look, what matters is, are you able to do this? If you are able to do it, then that is fine. Otherwise, then our laws don't matter. We don't need the laws. I think I'm running just president to Kwaya on far way parliament in the and here president to what the investment about us on fire investment to my and here. Then let's throw away all our laws. No, we shouldn't do that to ourselves as a country. What is wrong yesterday cannot be right today. And we have to be principled. We have to be principled. Won't mean ka say ekwaya ebi mu fa so bokro no pa wo ba yi mu ni so sourcing ene de wo ba ya wo be kire mu say enye ne sa na me de me pa kire ne say sa bre no na say auditor general say ma ye kan auditor we all know say audit reports they don't come once you come into government then they come no so we don't have the benefit of auditors report right now and yen train kopem say auditor general's report be kire say oh nkrofo omo abuse so sourcing. But don't be with him.
But the report never banner a clean bill of health for the Akosu Nana, what would you say?
Clean bill of health says say. Obi.
This a report neba ebia next year and next 2 years. Now Eka say nothing untoward happened.
Report no say the sole sourcing that was happening was right.
Yes.
Well, let's wait and see whether that will happen. That the sole sourcing things that happened were all right. Let's wait and see. But you see, analysis no cry. You can say 107 and contract. 81 and 81
sole sourcing.
81 sole sourcing. Omuko publish o madie no. Almost say 54 no more award no. The 54 smartly they did not include the method of procurement
on the website.
On the website. So source in one sem ni aba any yeka. Nti some say more dispute ni ye ne dia. Adentina de ma publish mo fa method of procurement in nka ho.
India no can say a method, but they were silent on the
method. They were silent on the method. But we took it. And the 54, emu 47 sole sourcing.
Okay, maybe. Ain't 54 contract and a big push, you know?
Yes. Almost say I know the woman no more award.
Yes.
And that 23 now almost inherit you know.
Yes.
54 no.
Yes.
I know the almost no more you know.
Yes.
Emu 47 sole source. Now 47 out of 54. Minister no catch the parliament say was this sole source on my 44.
Or no minister the basis in parliament they say or no FR on your 44 no based on the number of contractor or no car which is 139. In the 139 no car say emu 61 and then sole sourced by them. Into your momo dear mama in a momo dear no or no car 54 big push and na oka 62 other GOG funded projects no in the oka community boom no on see emu 61 and the sole sourcing and that's how come he arrived at the 44%.
And I may say now didn't no more publish it so 62 din one na work. In fact they do baby crowd almost mama 400 open competitive tendering.
Yes. I say apart from Waymo,
what you say?
400 others here.
Almost 400 others here open competitive tendering. Now yes, more yes so sourcing, more abuse so sourcing. Most mama 400 open competitive tendering. What would have been enough to counter what we are saying than 400? Say mama 400. Now yes say 107, emu 81. Yes so sourcing. What's mama 400 open competitive tendering? I didn't know more publishing.
All the 400.
I didn't na say no cry na kebe defeat ni aye come. One ma 400 open competitive tendering na obi say who abuse so source na. I didn't know publish here no. Na ne oba publish here no so a smartly where you procurement method na from. Yen kwhwe na emu your friend say 47 so source. Na there make e aka ho a kyerese nkrofo o mo da Ghana for any say apart from ene nya atwum ya o mu ye ya nano you can say but another na ya can nya sa na tie me say look I have several contracts here awarded under Pami Abuja which is not included in the 54 they have published.
Really?
Yes. And I can go through them.
Time to go through
you can check what they have published
on the website. On their website.
On their website.
Okay.
Now I say 54 no account and at 23 no almost omo inherit no account na. Identity number publishing no yi bi afri. Ebinie rehabilitation of Wenchi Nsoko the Bibi Sampa road ewo 273 million. Rehabilitation of Wenchi Nsoko that was lot 1, lot 2, lot 3 ni nyina ewo ha. Bakoye 273, Bakoye 586 million, Bakoye 311 million. Rehabilitation of Wenchi Solar Road, 423 million. And the date of award is here. Date here almost contract. They are all here. 17th December 2025, 17th December 2025, 17th December 2025. Rehabilitation of selected roads in Ejumako Enyan Esiam district.
And away in a soul sourcing.
Yes, soul sourcing. Yes. And it is not included in their 54. Why have they not included it in their 54? Why? Why are they doing this to Ghanaians? Why? A rehabilitation of selected roads in Ejumako Enyan Esiam district. The total is here 1.665 billion. And there are several. Rehabilitation of Besianse, Kokobe, Enclave Roads, blah, 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 338 million. That one is selective tendering. Rehabilitation of Enyanyame, Agomoa, Ugwa, blah, 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 central region. And also a selective tendering, 385. But you know, this time, you don't even know what to believe and what not to believe when these people say what they say. Because with him, Enra, Sado do Pepesono, almost as he release pages, what is supposed to be pages on the contract. Now there is one particular page, it was stated that the contract becomes effective following the PPA approval of sole sourcing for this contract. Meanwhile, the data they gave us said restrictive tendering. So which one is which? Which one should we believe? You have several contracts, as I said. Akwemu Afraniasi Road, blah blah blah. Central region is here 386 million. This one is a 5-kilometer road. Rehabilitation of Kwautafo, Adoso, blah blah blah. Eastern region 474 million. So why would you try to deceive the people? You publish 54. There are several other projects here. Why did you not include them? So when the ministry says A, they mean B.
And then they mean B.
Just as when they said sole sourcing was not good in opposition, and today they say sole sourcing is okay. And Sammy Gyamfi is talking about, we couldn't have done 1 month for competitive tendering. But you can abuse the law. You cannot have a mechanism to ensure that you can fast track a process to ensure that competitive tendering can be done. But it is easy to rather abuse the law. Because the law says that, sole sourcing can be acceptable. I mean, how? How can we govern our country like this? Now, Suhini was saying what? That, you can say that at least you can say we are hypocritical or double standards. But don't say that this is a scandal.
There is a corruption scandal.
Or corruption scandal. Mina memeka. Momo say sole sourcing ye de bokrono. Mo say Angela MPP for the ball may you chrono sole sourcing. Mina meka. It is a yes sole sourcing na. Watch them say the book chrono. What you sent.
But even when numbers next a chrono be course on.
Obi, how do you know? And I'm telling you, I've given you figures that dualization. Check which road dualization bang and it cost you 154 million cedis per kilometer. Me say concrete road, 10 lanes, 4 interchanges, and so on and so forth. What is the cost? So we shouldn't just say that. They are saying that. Why are they saints? Obi the oye so source no na corruption because Kwame Agbeja or say we are not able to build our roads because we are doing sole sourcing. And what does sole sourcing do? It leads to inflated contracts. Now the oba na wo ye bia. Wo de wo ye sent into wo ye so source na wo de wo ye crojin. And because Auditor General report in my intino my enkan wasem ye mia ya no ne yemfa ne say ene de sent for ena ebu o man no despite the fact that you are abusing sole sourcing. Enti mama yarga ka say the era of sole sourcing is dead no. Enti ufi san ko nim say we na ekoso an ko betimi aka kire Ghana for say the era of sole sourcing is dead ana. When the president says that sole sourcing must be the rarity and not the norm, no. If it's a president, to say when a cost one bet me a catch say and under normal circumstances or whatever it is, sole sourcing must be the rarity.
Okay, in the Sausha or more 54 contracts now, Makase or more man under big push. When you take all those 54, the ones they sign under big push, no. Do you see, and as I was inclined, say all the 54 no, inflated from the figures you've seen? Because I almost have no more science. Let's work with 54 no. A mudian who free said Darby figure way there, and for which reason the so I can say then almost all sourcing when corruption.
Yeah, Miss Obi.
Yes.
Obi.
Yes.
Look, this I will give this to you.
Okay.
A list of the 81.
The Amomoka 81.
Yes, sole sourcing.
Okay.
Sole sourcing. Yes. I know. I'm the time I'm say sole sourcing. Sure. Yes, you am pese be kwa kan bi no maka say ya anka ne sa.
Sure.
Enti time am use ya na use. Sole sourcing. Na o say figures no na yenhwe na yenhwe figures no a inflated and I say me say me who you so sourcing and I would year 25-kilometer road dualization. Na say me hwe figure no na figure no 154 million per kilometer. Now you no so sourcing na waka kire me say so sourcing ye de bokro no waka kire me say so sourcing inflate contracts ono kwanda gbeja no a ranking member ono so a technical person.
Yeah, or a technical or engineer.
What you say? Yeah. Or architect.
Oh, an architect.
Or architect. And was it so sourcing leads to inflation of contracts. Na sawaba. Na your friend say 107 contracts. Emu 81. So sourcing. Baku kure ni wa competitive tendering. Sammy Gyamfi ofre obeji time nyina or say your friend say that the agency of time and
and traffic among for the traffic move 5 hours 6 hours in the BBC no ko solve a terms so na was away and I'm saying competitive
entino akwan 107 no and contracts 107 no nyina no emu ba ko kra ni ho a ya womu no mo ka kire ye say aban emra no say eno we see ana se me bo ne din o say emra no say wo be ma contract ya biemu
yes
mu obi ameye bi
yes
mo de mo ba ya contract mako 107 emu ba ko kra ni ho a mo biemu mo de mo ye sense ye kofa mo free aso abafo ye de mo free esoro ene ba ye ne na omo to won de na adwenbone nko a omo de omo ya e kire se kro no bo na mo de mo buy 107 not even one is competitive tendering. Why? So yes, let us agree that many of the roads or quite a number of the roads were said that we cannot wait to do, and we cannot novate. They are able to novate the contract, to re-sign the contract, but they cannot novate. They cannot have any other means to make sure that competitive tendering processes can be fast-tracked because it's an urgent thing that we must do. Name what they can do is to abuse the law by awarding all of them 107 million. Baku kreni wa kwano baku kreni wa betimi atwen amaya ye niana wo mu ka se eno na mra no se yemmiem kwano baku kreni wa ne betimi atwen amaya ye competitive tendering. What do they take Ghanaians for? Ekwaya ya award no nyina no emu baku kreni ho. And in any case, why? Some of them are signed in December. Or say, almost the 7 months, engineering and
December 2025.
Yes. There are some here that are 2026 signed. In this Aquino, Nanki team competitive tendering. Sani ya signed 2026, no, and they are not nipe who so. And they are not nipe who so. And if from 2025, all the way to signing a contract in February 2026, we didn't have enough time to do competitive tendering.
Okay, Sule, Usain raised one other issue on some of the, and we by me final question after you share a wrap up. The issue on say some of the road costs, Modege further no say sikani be from that, and I think you made a Facebook post round that said sikani be a skill muyi yede kwaye highways was a feeder route office in that same contract. Is that the case?
That is the case. There's this contract, a 9-kilometer road.
Yes.
Yeah, it's here. And I know, and I'm gonna make where they are contracting the full contract.
9-kilometer road.
Yes, and only the 9-kilometer road, and that is the contractor who even has the one way canal. Who say, okay, say, Obi wa Senate clearance.
Build managers there.
Say, wait me, the friend say one employee on the clearance certificate about 146 million CD contract. And no, cost no nyamena meka is here. In fact, enya 30 million po, because the 30 million they do another debe interest 25% on it. For 82 kikani nyinaboma, it means that 37.5 million of that money is supposed to go to Feeder Road, Department of Feeder Road headquarters. Maintenance. And then no pay. There's another one here. And also 5.2 is a 5.25 for the same maintenance of the Department of Feeder Road headquarters. And only value for money no. Yeah, almost say my income was no. How? In fact, there is one of the contracts here. I think the one that is for 300 and something million. Yeah, three cross-country vehicles and two your friends say 2 pickups. And engineers who know the thing will say, oh yeah, a coin 25 kilometer or 30 kilometer.
Or the cross country.
Or the cross country. Yeah, Tommy and son. Near a friend say pickups on Sumi, and where they do this, and I'm say, oh yeah, auditor general report to me. Say, Womu Yusus cano no council.
But how about the justifications? Most of these projects, or the share road project, no faso at the end, you would find road project based on a road project, no na ebia interchange bi baby no mo de akwa school dan bi baby no mo si into hwe kasoa interchange, for example, na school dan ka ho na hospital or a clinic assign account into through that road project, no omunya clinic enya school eno so
sanya no ho asem ne ye kan yes say how would they share 37.5 million project baako emu baako contract no meanwhile me ensa no de amayen emu mienu baako ye 37.5 million and ye dey maintenance department of federal roads omo headquarters minim say na esitie
headquarters ne maintenance and equine maintenance
there be headquarters no maintenance allocated for the maintenance of
the
minim say wo ministry ho ba bi dia minim
okay
na contract no mu baako no ye 37.5 million and ye allocate another one wa ha and also you allocate 5.2 million for the same purpose. And two can be over 42 point something million for the maintenance, and yeah for the construction, for the maintenance. And this is how they use the money. Yeah, can almost young chairman auditor general report emra a value for money. And then the chess contracts near inflating any idea. Adentina otherwise 9 kilometer one rehabilitation. Sapiting, feeder surface dressing, sapiting. Over 10 point something million per kilometer.
Sir, quite scope of work here, sapete.
Yes.
Do you have the scope of work?
Now, sir, contract in here. BBA.
It's just one more year, sapete.
Surface dressing.
On this contract?
Yes, yes.
Really?
Department of Federal Roads, yes. You can get anybody who is an engineer to come and take the documents and analyze.
It will not be asphalted?
It's not asphalted. It's not asphalted. The contracts are here. You can make photocopies and leave it with any engineer to analyze it for you. Surface dressing. And then they say we should wait till Auditor General reports come because these people, they are saints. When they are doing sourcing, no inflation. But when others were doing it, it is the mechanism, it's the new angle Ghana for a bino de boy chrono. Now abba 107 contracts. Emu baako kra went me anya no open competitive tender. Meanwhile, womo on who chirechirem say emra no say o pesa o ye contract ya biemu na all kan sa no o kan say emra no say o pesa o ye akwan na say agency dia frɛ nipa no wɔ dem na fama na. You see na make say my enya say ye ba ban mu a ye wonyansa chen wo bia because that is what the MPP was doing. BBB can be on be defended. Niobe can be on be justified. Niobe can be on be nyanuyi.
But me share Facebook post now 6 days ago. Is this value for money? I don't know if you remember that Facebook. Let's start with just a very small one awarded under even restricted tender. Upgrading of Apeguso. Impakan feeder road.
Impakadan.
Yes.
Okay,
that's fine. Signed on November 25, 2025. This contract is for surface dressing, or as we call it, sapete. And okay. Road length here 9 kilometers. Contract sum here 146 million. Cost per kilometer 16.27 million. And contract here build managers. What is even mind-blowing is how they arrived at the contract sum. A whopping 37.5 million Ghana is allocated as maintenance of Department of Feeder Road headquarters. Maintenance, so not construction of a new office. And guess what? This is not the only contract with allocation for maintenance of the same Feeder Road office.
Yes.
Other contract will require the same maintenance.
Yes. And
I said back here 5 million.
Yes, another contract is here. 5 point something million.
Okay. At arriving at cost per kilometer in the post, Ote 37 million if free 146 million.
That is why I tell you what is even funny is how they arrive at the figure. Because at the end of the day, that is what government of Ghana is paying for that 9-kilometer road. And so you look at how it has been allocated. And that is why we come to that cost per kilometer. Otherwise, if Yamfan say 37.5 million anymore, the contract sum will reduce. So in the end, we will come to cost per kilometer that is far less.
Yeah, but when
this is how they have built the friends say the contracts, And therefore, if we talk about it's not inflated, it's not this, are we being genuine?
Yeah, but when you know from the onset, say 37.5 air core into a non-core road activity, then you have to take that out before you do your cost per kilometer.
But that is why I'm saying what is even funny is how they arrived at the cost. Because why? If I'm looking at just the raw figure and I'm dividing, this is what I get. But what is funny is how they come by that cost. So you see, at the end of the day, we've asked for the actual contracts. We didn't only ask for, data. Okay. We asked for the actual contracts. And we are hoping. Yes. And of course, we are entitled to it as citizens.
Oh, of course.
And we hope that
published.
Yes. And so we hope that they will still give it to us, because the initial thing that they said was that we should give them 15 days to compile it and give it to us. So we are waiting for the 15 days. We have previous precedents that makes it clear that as citizens we are entitled to the contracts themselves.
Yeah.
And we have no doubt they'll give it to us. And when they give it to us, this whole idea about scope of works, blah 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 blah, we can all interrogate it.
But would the scope of work, if you see them eventually, maybe lead you to taking a second look maybe at the cost? Okay, me who on the face of it, I thought the cost near can say, but me who scope of work, I say okay then.
But why do you want us to speculate?
No, because when it comes, that's how who scope of work now, as compared to the cost. If you get to know, say okay, adie me who born say you can dual way and now can keep cost there.
Yes, dualization.
Yes, ABS on the face of it, you should figure now say so. But when the scope of work never who the details are.
I told you that. We have engaged experts.
Okay.
Who have access to some of these things.
These information.
Okay. And they've already said, this is quite alarming.
Really?
Yes.
It is unjustified.
It is unjustified. How can you have that dualization per the scope of works that they have seen at 154 million per kilometer?
Okay. And what I would do, and they say, James, bra. No. Inti, my name say, one question each. Eddie, I'm on sana. Where ako?
Mate.
Yes. It was, Doc. Oh, question be ma Sulemana Busana fe.
Me question be a man say.
Okay.
And some now what canon